Alright, hello. Hello, hello. Yep, early stream to react to an early Pokemon Direct. I hope we get Explorers of Sky DX. That's honestly the only thing that I'm, like, really actually, like, wanting out of a Pokemon Direct. Maybe a new Legends game, probably, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Also, I think the music might be a bit too loud. Let's... Okay, that should be a bit better. But, yep. Reacting to the Pokemon Direct today. I really hope we're not getting, like, Gen 9 already. Are we on Gen 9 or is it Gen 10? Fuck. Okay, wait. Gen 7 was Sun and Moon. Gen 8 was Sword and Shield. Gen 9 was Scarlet and Violet. Yeah, okay, we would be on Gen 10 already at this point. I hope we don't get Gen 10 because Gen 9 still needs a shit ton of work. Like, let's not fucking kid ourselves. Scarlet and Violet needs, like, a whole fucking patch note. Like, Scarlet and Violet need a whole fucking, like, bug fix update before we even start thinking about Gen 10. We're probably gonna get news on the Scarlet Violet DLC, which I don't care that much about. Mostly because I think, like, I would be more hyped about a patch notes, about bug fixes, than I would be about the DLC. You just woke up, I'm streaming? Yes, I am! Dude, listen, I'm gonna be reacting to the Pokemon Direct! I always stream my reactions to the Pokemon and Nintendo Directs just because, like... I mean, if I have time to do so, I will. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm hoping we get Explorers of Sky DX, because that is honestly my favorite game of all time, I would say. Well, Explorers of Sky is, like, my favorite game of all time, so I hope we get a DX remake. So, yeah. Let's see, what else? Apparently Pokemon Sleep is a thing. Apparently a lot of people are playing Pokemon Sleep. I think it'd be funny if we got an update for that. What else? I'm trying to think of other stuff. Oh yeah, if we get it, like, if we get a Legends game, I wouldn't complain. It's not something that I'm really expecting all that much, though. I think it'd be cool if we got, like, a Gen 5 Legends game. Spoke up because he stayed all night playing a dumb fucking Roblox game and got tired once it was 8 AM. While you're like this, you only slept for like 6 hours. It's far too late. Listen, dude, you gotta get your sleep, man. Which is a really hypocritical thing for me to say, because my sleep schedule is all sorts of fucked. But I think I make up for it by taking naps throughout the day. Dude, listen, I fucking love naps. Naps are so underrated. Just take like several, like, hour-long naps throughout the day. You're gonna get your 8 hours of sleep eventually that way. But yeah, how you doing today, Brick? Hope you're doing well despite your tiredness. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for potentially new Pokemon news. Trying to think. Is there anything else that I really want out of Pokemon? I don't know, maybe with some Pokemon Unite news? Pokemon anime news, I guess? You're finally back from the wedding thing. Did the Macarena, so that's cool. Hey, listen, the Macarena always gets people hyped. I would do the Macarena to the Pokemon Direct if I could. You want for the Pokemon games to be, you know, more decent? Dude, I was just talking earlier about how I would be more hyped for patch notes, like a patch and bug fix for Scarlet and Violet, than I would be for, like, news for Scarlet and Violet DLC. Like, I swear to god, bug fixes would be, like, its own DLC for Scarlet and Violet at this point. But you saw the stream title. The one big thing I really want is a Mystery Dungeon remake of Explorers of Sky. Or maybe even just a new Mystery Dungeon. Just a whole-ass new Mystery Dungeon game. I would be hyped for that too. I fucking love the Mystery Dungeon series. Premieres in 60 seconds, let's fucking go. I remember people were talking about, like, oh, why does the Pokemon logo glitch out? Oh, it focuses on the M for quite a bit. I don't know what all that's about. I feel like it has something to do with, like, an evil team. Maybe it's gonna be, like, the logo... M is gonna be the logo for, like, the evil team of the DLC. Who fucking knows? That's something odd about Japanese culture, not commonly, but sometimes they prepare food while it's still alive, like with fish or squid. Yeah, I feel like that's just kind of a thing with several Asian cultures. Sometimes seafood gets prepared alive. Also, it does seem like there are some dropped frames. Hopefully it's not too bad. Does seem like the stream is struggling a bit with some dropped frames again. Seems to be stable for the most part at the very least. Okay. Yeah, it does seem to be stabilizing. Hopefully it doesn't start lagging during the actual direct. But yeah, we're just playing some Pokemon music in the background to fit the occasion. Oh god, Team Skulls. Dude, I don't know why everybody hates Gen 7 so much. Like, the Sun and Moon games. Like, I understand the frustration with, like, Sun and Moon and then Ultra Sun and Moon. But, like, the overall games themselves, like, I don't know, I think it's perfectly fine. I think it might be one of the most overhated gens, in my opinion. Unless your cat is in your room and she's sniffing. Dude, I fucking love cats. If I didn't, then I wouldn't have my own cat. But I love those funky little guys. But yeah, dude, fucking... The music in Gen 7, the Pokemon designs, I always thought they were peak. I don't know why everybody seems to have so many issues with that gen. Also... Okay, we're gonna pause... We're gonna put that on mute for now. And we're gonna play my own music, because... I think... my own music is better. But yeah, honestly, I'm excited. I'm just... all I really want is some Mystery Dungeon news. That's really all I want out of a Pokemon Direct at this point. Your old cat used to dry hump your leg and didn't know what he was doing? Weird old guy? It's interesting. Usually that would be seen as dog behavior. That's usually something that you see from dogs, not really cats. Alright. Okay, and hopefully the volume is at a decent level. Alright. Let's put it on full screen. Let's get the whole cinematic experience.
Hello everyone. I'm Utsunomiya from the Pokemon Company.
This is kind of quiet.
In today's presentation, we'll be sharing information about several Pokemon projects.
I can't put on closed captions, cringe.
First of all, the weekend of the 2023
If the volume is if the volume levels are too quiet or too loud, just let me know.
We hope you'll enjoy this video.
I don't want to make it too loud because I don't want to drown out my own voice.
Hello, Pokemon trainers. I'm Chris Brown.
This is really quiet though, okay.
We're thrilled to bring the Pokemon World Championships to Yokohama, Japan for the first time ever. In just a few days, over 1,000 trainers from all around the globe will make the journey to compete for the title of World Champion.
It's stuff about tournaments and stuff. I don't really give that much of a care.
Pokemon Go.
It's a bit quiet, yeah. I put it at the max volume because usually these tend to be a bit louder.
Walk home with the exclusive Champions line of product for this year.
Usually these tend to be a bit louder than I expect, so that's why I put them at a lower volume, but this one seems to be kind of quiet for some reason.
Since 2013, the featured promo card in this kit has been Champions Festival, which showcases unique artwork themed after each year's location. Now, for the first time, we will debut a new promo card.
Alright, just stuff about the trading card game.
Also get the coveted
I don't really care much about the trading card game. I think the art on them is cool, but I'm not really big into the competitive scene or the collecting scene.
the world's Pikachu plush, along with other exclusive
Why is the transition to the Ukrainian flag? Yeah, you're right. It's interesting. I mean, it could possibly be because the Pokemon logo is blue and yellow. I don't think it has anything to do with Ukraine.
We invite the rest of our global community
Maybe it's their method of showing solidarity, even after all this time. but I think it's just because the logo is yellow and blue.
Our Japan project lead Rikia to share the exciting World Celebration events happening around Yokohama Minato Mirai beginning today.
That is a cute Pikachu plushie, though.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Rikia Watanabe,
The dub voice.
Company. To celebrate the Pokemon World Championships
Br-
2023,
I gotta say, that man is standing so stiffly
we've begun a number of
in
events
front of that
in
sign.
Yokohama Minato Mirai. We're collaborating with various facilities in Yokohama so that visitors can experience the atmosphere and Pokemon of each
Wow,
region.
this is something that is totally
And
gonna
you'll find
affect
plenty of
me,
photo ops
someone
set
who is
up
not living in
along with
Japan.
Great artwork around Sakura Gicho Station and Minato Mirai
I like how the people aren't even, like, actually in this scene. They're just fucking photoshopped in.
Additionally, we'll have a specially equipped luxury cruise ship docked at the quay for you to enjoy during the competition period. From August 11th to 13th, stop on by the Pokemon Trainer Cruise. There are many spaces on board where Pokemon trainers from around
Oh
the
man,
world
this is, look at all this cool stuff. I can't wait for it to come to America, right? It's gonna come to America, right? Right, guys? You think the Pokemon games will only get better when the company changes philosophy and actually hires more
And there are
people?
many more events being held, including Pikachu.
I think the Pokemon
We hope
Company
you'll enjoy a fantastic
isn't really
summer together
the
with Pokemon in Yokohama
ones that
Minato.
affect... Like, I feel like it's less the Pokemon Company that has to hire more people and more Game Freak.
Finally, I think Chris and
Because I
will
think
both
Game
like
Freak
to say
is severely understaffed.
Otano Shimi.
When it comes to the Pokemon Company, I think they need to start changing their attitude about how they handle the games.
Related to the 2023 Pokemon World Championship
Because they're
series.
definitely rushing games out. I want them to give Game Freak more time, but also have them hire more people.
Hi, I'm Andy Ghost from the Pokemon Company International.
Oh, now this
We're
guy's,
thrilled to
like,
bring the
a
Pokemon
bit
world
louder.
together for the premiere of our newest short animated series, Pokemon Path to the Peak, at the Pacifico Yokohama
Some new
on
some
August
anime
11th,
news.
alongside the Pokemon World
I
Championship.
haven't watched the anime in a while, but I always enjoyed like the little spin-offs and side series over the main anime.
As you've never seen before.
Hello, Cloud Prism. How you doing today? Japanese stuff that isn't digital coming to America. Lol, funny joke. I know. Well, look at interesting. Oh, that's an interesting animation style.
Family, community, and newfound friends. She sets her goals
I just think it's funny how in these directs are always like, wow, look at all this cool stuff we're going to be adding in Japan. That's not going to affect like 90% of you guys.
But think of it as a new start. Try new things, make new friends, and eventually you'll find your place.
Oh, yo, why'd you write it on Pikachu's Pikussy?
To the Pokemon Club.
You all play together?
The volume mixing is all off in this direct.
So the new girl can play. But how would you do in a real
This is a cute animation style, though. I like this.
on the line?
Pokemon Path to the Peak. Interesting.
Look out for Pokemon Path to the Peak. Episode 1 will also be
Kind of like the Kirby
available
games with a
on
new one
YouTube
being released every
August
2 years, except they don't come
We
out as
can't wait
stable.
for you and all your
Yeah,
friends and family to
yeah.
join us on the journey.
Dude, I feel like the gap between Gen 8 and Gen 9 was like
Ever Pokemon World
extremely
Championship in Japan
short.
is nearly upon us.
I feel like the gap between like Gen 4 and Gen 5 was like 5
We have
years.
the latest on the return of that
Like from what I
Pokemon
remember.
Pikachu.
And then like the gap between Gen 8 and Gen 9 was like only like a year or two.
The name's Pikachu.
Oh my god, Detective Pikachu and his deep ass voice.
A great detective.
You have opinions on how they handled Ash's victories? Pretty sure he won a Pokemon League at least twice, but it didn't count until they righted him. Kind of pisses you off. Like his third win was the only one that counted. I remember, like, I think back in the Gen 7 anime, Ash won the championship, but it was kind of like an empty... It kind of felt hollow because, like, he won off of a technicality instead of, like, actually winning because he's just
All right.
better than his opponents.
Open up a little.
Like I said, I haven't really been keeping up with the
First,
with the
here's
anime.
Tim. He's my partner at the moment.
But I remember, like, at one, like, Ash finally
Understand what
won,
I'm saying.
and there was a lot of people on Twitter, like, complaining about it.
And this guy right here is Harry.
He also
Tim's
won the
dad,
Orange
if
League.
You can believe it. Then we got Tim's mom, Irene.
That's one of the...
And his little
Fuck, that's
sister,
like one of the
Sophia.
older gens, right?
There's also Rachel, who goes to college with Tim. Well, speaking of Rachel, her dad, Howard, he's
Also, is this
actually
about
the mayor of
Detective
Rhyme
Pikachu 1 or
City.
2? I know there's a second one
Harry
coming out,
scratched
I'm pretty
the
sure.
surface of all the interesting characters around here.
Okay, yeah, this has to be Detective Pikachu 2, right?
Now, let me give you the gist.
Because I think they're showing off Pokemon that weren't a thing back during Detective Pikachu 1.
I talked to the Pokemon, and we work together using our
Pokemon X and Y anime will always be the best one. I didn't follow that one. I do remember that a lot of people were like really upset that Ash didn't win the league during the Gen 6 anime. Personally, I think I really like the style change from Gen 7 onwards. I know a lot of people were complaining about like, oh, the animation looks terrible. Like, firstly, that's not the fucking animation. The animation looks fantastic. You're talking about the art style. That's a completely different thing. It always annoys me when people talk about, like, oh, the animation looks bad, when they're not even talking about the animation at all. But, like, I understand people were, like... They were a bit weirded out by the art style change, but I think, like... I think the simplification, in order to make the actual animation itself more fluid and interesting, I like that change. That's my opinion on the anime. It was like after season 3 of the anime. Yeah, I only ever watched the Pokemon anime casually. Like sometimes whenever an episode came out, I just happened to be like there, I would watch it. I never really followed like the whole story like chronologically. I would just watch the episodes as they like came out all scattered.
Detective Pikachu Returns for Nintendo Switch systems is now available for pre-order on Nintendo eShop and at participating retailers.
Detective Pikachu was always like a kind of a weird spin-off to me. Imagine an entire show made entirely by tweening. You wonder how that would look like. You'd probably dislike it. I mean, it'd probably look terrible since, like, keyframes are a major aspect of animation. You're still watching it from the very beginning, so you're gonna need a couple months. Ooh. Well, good luck. That's like... It's like how many thousands of episodes? Also, what is this? Oh, it's the anime, right? Isn't this the anime after Ash stopped being the protagonist? Yeah, I've been seeing I've been seeing this girl character around a lot. Roy. Fire Emblem. But yeah, honestly, I do like that they finally retired Ash as a main character. Because, like, we love Ash. Like, Ash is a classic. We grew up with Ash. But I do feel like he's definitely started overstaying his welcome, and it was probably time to retire him. Of course, they always have to keep Pikachu as a major character. You've seen scattered episodes, but you're gonna watch all of it chronologically? Jesus, dude. Good luck. Oh yeah, that's the turtle legendary that they're introducing in the DLC.
This year, Pokemon Go
and then Pokemon Go news. Oh god, the sound mixing is all off in this direct.
Include London, Osaka, and coming next weekend.
Honestly, I'm kind of shocked that they're still holding like Pokemon Go events. I stopped playing Pokemon Go a long time ago. A long time ago. But if people are still playing it and enjoying it, then good on them. Get your steps in, get your exercise.
And Mega Rayquaza will also be appearing in raids.
He will finally be older than 10 years. Dude, he's been 10 years old for like the past 10 years.
Oh, and one more thing.
Hmm? This is still Pokemon Go related, so it's probably not going to be anything that I'm going to be excited about. Those look like some incredibly uncomfortable shoes. I'm not gonna lie. You have a watch guide pulled up in your tabs? 30 years, almost 30... Actually, Jesus, dude. I remember when I was a kid, like, the main season that I followed was Gen 3, so I grew up with Hoenn. I remember, May, and I think her brother was called Max.
will be appearing in Pokemon
Fuck,
Go.
it's been so long.
Suit up for
But yeah,
adventure
I
and head
remember
out
I
in
remember
search of
May.
Pokemon from every region, from Kanto to Paldea. Pokemon Go Fest.
I remember like
2023 Pokemon
I remember the
Market
anime was like the main
and
reason
more
why I thought
Pokemon
like
making their
Whiscash
Pokemon Go debut.
was like this
As we
super
continue
like
Pokemon Go's
strong like
7th year,
mythical
your
Pokemon.
adventures will only continue
Because
to
there was like an
expand
episode
the
dedicated
entire
entirely to
world
this
as
one
your
guy who was obsessed with catching Whiscash. And then I played the actual games and turns out it's just some fucking basic schmuck Pokemon. Pokemon Unite, of course. You started your journey with Hoenn too? Dude, I am so fucking biased. Hoenn is my favorite gen. The Trico line is my favorite. It's my favorite starter line for starters. And it's my favorite like, just overall. It's my favorite Pokemon line overall. Like, my top 3 Pokemon of all time is, in order, Sceptile, Grovyle, and Trico. It doesn't help that Explorers of Sky is also one of my probably my favorite game of all time, and Grovyle plays a massive role in that game. Brother Whiscash's ass? Dude, fucking blame the anime for making me think that. I remember distinctly there was this one episode where this guy was obsessed with catching a Whiscash, and at the end he tried using a fucking Master Ball on it. And that, like, gaslit me into thinking, like, oh wow, Whiscash must be like this super strong legendary Pokemon. And turns out it's just some fucking catfish. Hold on one sec, you forgot to take your inhaler? Dude, that's important. You gotta take your, take your meds. I love, you ever wanted to play League of Legends? But with, like, I don't know if there's more or less toxicity. I've never played Pokemon Unite or League. League of Legends, but with Pokemon. Which probably means it's better. I'm sorry.
So much better. So much more fun than I ever even knew. Let's have us a fruitful battle.
I also thought it was weird that, like, they gave... Oh, it's Masters. Like... They need to start giving, like, the mainline Pokemon games proper voice acting. They can give them voice acting for the fucking shitty side mobile games. So, like, why not the main games? Your starter was Mudkip, then Torchic, you didn't like Trico that much. I will say that most of my bias for Trico mostly came from the anime, because Ash had a Trico who I thought was really cool. Like, I was like a fucking toddler. I was like 5 years old. So of course I thought like the cool, edgy characters were gonna be like actually cool. And Trico was like, you know, he was the cool Pokemon. He had the cool attitude. He had a stick in his mouth. And he didn't care about things. He was cool. But yeah, Trico... My love for Trico mostly came from the anime. And then Grovyle, Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky. Need I fucking say more? And then Sceptile just looked cool. Feel like there's just as much? Oh, toxicity in Pokemon Unite? Yeah, probably. Also, what is this? What about Tatsugiri? Is there gonna be a spin-off game involving Tatsugiri? Oh yeah, Cafe Remix. They're talking a lot about the side games that I just don't really care about.
No, wait, it's the mimicry Pokemon Tatsugiri.
It felt really good to dominate a Trico with your Mudkip because Mega type disadvantage. Yeah. Cause I mean, I think it can learn like Ice Beam, right? And then Mega Sceptile is 4 times weak against ice, so even though the base type advantage is in Trico's favor, or the Trico line's favor, type coverage is a thing. So yeah. So you're on a screen? You want that horse now? The Haunts? There was a Haunts on screen? Dude, I love Fuecoco. Scrungly little dude. Also has the best final evolution, don't at me. Wasn't there a cafe last time? Again, it's like one of the, kind of Android mobile side games. I don't really care about Pokemon Cafe Remix. Tree goes grass, Mudkip goes into water and ground types. You were always down bad. I mean, water ground is probably one of the best type combos in the game.
Pokemon TCG in video game form with Pokemon trading card game. Originally
Grass has always been kind of a weak defensive type.
Nintendo Switch Online. As the main character, you'll search for the legendary.
Are we getting the trading card game on? Yeah, I see the borders. Yeah, we're getting the trading card game on the Game Boy emulator.
And we have even more good news.
Pokemon Stadium 2, nice. Dude, can we get the base Pokemon games? Like, can we get like what? Okay. Okay, we're back.
Even on such nights, we're powering up.
I don't know what happened there. My internet cut out for a second, but we're back now, hopefully. Looks like we're talking about Pokemon Sleep, which is not something that I care about, really.
Try to get your very best rest together with Pokemon Sleep.
All right.
And next,
can you guys hear me?
Updates about the Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet games, the newest games in the core Pokemon series released in November last year. Please have a look at this video.
Okay, just refreshing everything to make sure that everything's working. You can't hear me completely silent? Wait a second. Then how did you hear my question? But yeah, it's finally getting the DLC news. Oh, the anime? Citadel! Oh, I love Citadel. Okay, that was strange. Hopefully we don't get any lag spikes like that again. You didn't hear the question? Sure. I'm sure. Dude, why do the side series always look like more interesting than the main series?
Animated series set in the Paldea region.
Like the side
The
animes.
name of the series is Pokemon Paldean Winds.
Cause I think Twilight Wings, I think that was the
youthful drama of
the side
Adam
series for
students
Gen
as they come
8.
into their own,
Like it had such nice
growing and
animation.
learning as they attend school.
Same
We hope you'll
here.
be excited to see Paldea brought to life in this animated series. We have another Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet video to share with you all.
It's probably DLC. We're gonna get to that DLC. Oh, also I see the starter the final evolutions. They're plushies. Mewtwo? Why does this look like a Smash reveal? I know it's not, but like it looks like one. What is this? Mew and Mewtwo? Teleports behind you! Nothing personnel, kid! It's like 20 minutes in and we still don't have an announcement about the main games. You don't get it? I mean, they have to save, like, the big announcements for last, right? They gotta get all the boring shit out of the way before they get the stuff that people actually care about. What is this? Oh, it's... Oh, okay, well that explains the glitchiness and the emphasis on the M. It's just...
An event called Get Mew and Mewtwo.
It's just an
Add
event
Mew to your
involving
team
Mewtwo,
and
Mew and
challenge your
Mewtwo.
Mewtwo with the mightiest mark. The mythical Pokemon Mew and the legendary Pokemon Mewtwo. These two longtime rivals are bringing their fierce
Is
battles
this
to
like
Paldea.
a raid event? Or is it just like an overall event, like that you can, like a GameStop
Starting
event?
Right now, you can add Mew to your team
Oh.
by entering this password in the mystery gift menu in your game.
Oh, there we go.
Each Mew's Terra type,
It's a mystery gift
feature,
thing.
and moves will differ.
Get Mew and Mewtwo.
Enjoy adventuring in the Paldea region.
Does that
with
equal
adventures
3
all your
Mews?
own. Meanwhile, the legendary
Look at all those
Pokemon
plushies in the
Mewtwo
background, I
will be
like them.
appearing in a special Terra Raid battle event.
And then Mewtwo's gonna appear in a Terra Raid? Okay, interesting. So you can use a Mew to fight
Emerge
Mewtwo.
victorious in this battle, and you'll be able to catch a Mewtwo with the mightiest mark. If you challenge Mewtwo with Mew at your side, be ready for something special.
I'm gonna be entirely honest, I haven't really been playing the,
You'll also
I haven't really been playing Scarlet and
other
Violet
Terra
ever since I
Raid
finished my
battle events
Nuzlocke.
That'll help you challenge Mewtwo. Train with your Mew and work together with your allies to take on Mewtwo.
They said
This
it's gonna be
event
about
is
35
scheduled
minutes, so
in
we have
on
about
September
10 more minutes of content.
You'll take part in
Please,
this event.
please give me a Mystery Dungeon announcement, that's all I care about.
Finally, we'd like to share some updates about the DLC coming for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. titled
He said
Hidden
finally.
Treasure of Area Zero.
That probably means it's gonna be the last thing, unless they're gonna throw a curveball. I am kind of interested in the new Pokemon in the DLC, though. I remember there was a bug going on where if you pre-order the DLC, that it would, like, corrupt your save file. I hope they fixed it. I hope they fixed that bug. Of course, the game itself still kind of looks like dog shit. Oh shit! Is that an apple? Is that a new Applin form? It looked like a melty Applin. Ooh, we're getting new Pokemon forms here. I'm just trying to see if there's any glimpses of Pokemon that we haven't seen yet in the background. There's these 3 weird legendary Pokemon. Yeah, that's a new Applin form. What is that? Is it like a caramel apple Pokemon? Also cannot take this crystal ability seriously. They just get a giant dingus on their head. It looks ridiculous. What happened to Mega Evolutions? Like, my main complaint about the... I think terrestrialization as like, mechanically, I think it's a really cool gimmick. But I think that visually it could use some work. Like, it just kind of looks like... It just kind of looks bad. Any new Pokemon here? Like, they just have, like, a kind of shitty crystal texture applied over the Pokemon. It just doesn't look very good. I do think it's funny how they're showing off, like, the environments as if it's, like, a big cool thing when it looks like dog shit. I'ma be real. You can do flying mini games! That's how you know it's a peak game. Yo, let him cook? He's cooking the Pokemon. Oh! Duraludon. A new Duraludon form, it seems. That's cool. Alright, this looks like a fun little... Oh, shit! Oh, fuck! The Paradox Raikou and what was that? I think it was Cobalion? They turned Raikou into a fucking giraffe. What the what the fuck? They turned him into Girafarig. Listen, I'm always gonna be hyped about new Pokemon designs. Even if the game that they're attached to kind of looks terrible. OMG, Superman 64. Also known as the best game ever created, obviously. I don't know. Should I stream this? Should I stream the DLC when it comes out? Because, like, if I do, it wouldn't be a Nuzlocke anymore since I completed my Nuzlocke playthrough.
Zero's hidden treasure. Let's take a closer look at what we just saw.
Oh my god, his blank stare.
DLC for Pokemon Scarlet or Pokemon Violet, the hidden treasure of Area Zero.
Are they just gonna spend the rest of the direct talking about
Your adventure
the story?
will extend beyond the Paldea region as you explore new places.
I hope they talk about the new Pokemon that we saw. The new forms. Pokemon has time travel baloney, kind of dislike time travel in plots, but that's just you.
Supervised by Briar, one of the teachers at
I think it was kind of well handled here because it wasn't actually time travel. I mean, it made sense in Pokemon Legends Arceus because
Proud Mountain stands
the
tall.
gods of Gen 4 are literally involving time travel and space travel.
Sprawling orchards. Rice paddies
In
across the land, and time passes slowly amid an abundance of
Gen 9, the time travel was kind of minimal. Like, there was kind of time travel involved,
wide variety of Pokemon
but it wasn't us going to the past. It was kind of transporting Pokemon from the past and future to our present.
You'll also meet two siblings who study at Blueberry Academy.
God, these are turning into fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Hair designs.
Strong-willed Carmine and
Like, you know what I mean, right? Like, oh, spot the protagonist in a Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. Just pick out the person with the weirdest hair.
new evolution of Applin.
Evolution?
Meet Diplin.
Diplin?
A Pokemon that looks a lot like a candy apple.
Is it just...
You'll set out
Oh,
on
it's an
tour
evolution of
to learn
Applin.
all about a folktale
Huh.
passed down in this land.
Interesting. I like Applin. Never expected them to give it a new evolution, but I'll take it.
This folktale tells of Pokemon who once saved Kitakami from an evil ogre. Okidogi, Monkey Dory, and Pheasantipity. These
I don't
Pokemon
know how to
are
feel about
royal
these three. I mean, I don't hate them, but I'm not really like crazy about them either.
Inspired by the
They're just kind of there for
Royal
me.
Three and the Ogre, the Festival of Masks is held each year, and the village bustles with people and stalls. What mystery could lie behind this old folktale? We hope you'll all dive in. and
Yes,
find out
Majora's
the
Mask reference. I don't know if that is a Majora's Mask reference. I just think the mask looks
A
similar.
traveling photographer is also visiting the village. Meet Karen. It seems
Oh, I thought it said Karen, and I was like, who?
Pokemon. Take
Also,
pictures of Pokemon alongside Karen and help her with her
interesting.
mission.
She Pokemon Snap, guys. But she kind of has like the same hair as the same hair and eyes as Adaman from Legends Arceus.
High score.
I wonder if they're
As a
related.
reward, you'll get Mochi, which can help your Pokemon grow strong. You
Can we get
use
Dripplin
Mochi to
next?
increase base points for your Pokemon's stats.
You don't like the blue one?
A fresh start Mochi can even
The
boost
blue
that
what?
Pokemon's base points, so you can train your favorite Pokemon just the way you like.
Oh shit, these are like the berries that reset your
Take
EVs.
photos with wider angles using the Roto Stick. Try out new poses and give your snapshots.
Oh, the
more
blue
time.
monkey thing. Yeah, they look a little strange, but
Beautiful land
I mean, I don't like I said, I don't really hate them. I do think it's kind of strange how the dog one looks way too similar to Zarude.
Director Cyrano of Blueberry Academy, your academy's sister school, will invite you to
Like the exact same color scheme,
This is Blueberry Academy.
kind of the same silhouette.
Unfold. Amazingly enough, this newly built school lies mostly
Blueberry
underwater.
Academy.
In the terrarium located within the school, you'll find the subtropical
Oh my
savanna
god,
biome,
dude.
the lush coastal biome,
The backgrounds look so bad, I'm sorry.
the rough and rugged canyon biome.
Oh, it's rough and rugged, alright.
A total of
Man, I hope that once they actually take this as a lesson and make the next Pokemon game, like, actually look decent.
You'll get to know the students of this academy, take on new classes, and experience a student life that's a bit different from what
Just the
you're
Pearl
used to.
rebooting station from Steven Universe? I guess, yeah, it kind of does look like the home
The
base-ish.
academy students often engage each other in battle, and they formed a group called the BB League. At the top of this league stand the Elite Four.
Like, I'll complain about the environments and the 3D models
Battle-loving cook Crispin,
all the time, but
the
I will
taciturn
say,
level-headed
the one thing that
Lawrence,
Pokemon has always
and
excelled at
whose laid-back
was just
attitude
the overall
belies
character
his impressive
designs,
battle skills.
including the Pokemon.
His partner, Archaludon,
Archaludon?
is a Pokemon that evolves from Duraludon.
Ooh, it's a Duraludon.
Fierce trainers
It's a
are
Duraludon evolution. Why does he stand like a gym bro?
trials.
Like you see that, right? He stands like a fucking gym bro.
Let your Koraidon or Sidon fly around temporarily.
You can tell they're rapidly running out of interesting and unique names. For the Pokemon or the characters? I think you mean the Pokemon. Which, I mean, yeah, it's kind of...
One of the extracurricular
Once you start reaching, like, over 1,000 different Pokemon, you're gonna start running out of fun and unique names.
has its own club room, which you can redecorate as
Okay, hot take, I really hope they stop making new gens after Gen 10. I think once they reach 10 gens, they should stop coming up with new content and new Pokemon games, and they should start, like, taking what they have and doing new things with that. Like, make more spin-offs, more Legends games, more interesting, unique,
you'll be able to invite
like,
trainers
remakes.
to be your special instructors. You can spend time with these trainers to get to know them better and battle them too.
Like, say what you want about the mechanics and the games themselves, but, like, these character designs always go hard.
What could the hidden treasure of
She did the
Area
X rank
Zero
pose.
possibly be?
You mean the Twitter rank pose?
That was Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet's DLC. The hidden treasure.
Aw, we're encroaching 35 minutes. Come on. I wanted Mystery Dungeon news. No, I mean, it was kind of a pipe dream. I shouldn't... I want to take a closer look at that Raikou.
What did you think? We now have
Oh, we're never gonna
Part
get
1, the
Explorers
team.
of Sky DX.
Please
Sad.
watch for future announcements for more news on
Dude, I am
Part 2, the Indigo Disc.
I probably shouldn't have had my expectations so high, but, like, I am fucking
We look
desperate
forward
for
to
some
adventures
Mystery Dungeon
in the land of
news.
Kitakami, and the new encounters awaiting you there.
Just to avoid Mystery Dungeon to make
That's
Kat
all for
sad.
today's presentation.
Yeah,
Thank you for tuning in.
I kind of got my expectations up a bit too high, so it's kind of my fault, but, like, it's like the one thing I really want from Pokemon Direct. Mystery Dungeon news. But let's actually go back. I want to take a closer look at those new Pokemon forms.
On temporary.
Specifically that Raikou and Cobalion. Like, okay.
State.
Oh, there we are. Okay.
We hope you look forward to adventuring beyond.
Where is it?
Look forward to Pokemon Violet.
Like, I like the
Treasure of Area
Paradox Pokemon. I like their designs.
possibly be. Adventure will lead you back
Where the fuck was it? It was, like, near the end.
Zero. We hope you look forward to adventuring beyond
It's
Paldea's
like
borders.
somewhere around here, I think. There it is. What the fuck is that? It's like a giraffe creature thing. I don't even fucking know. Like, it's interesting that they went with this route, considering how Raikou is already a saber-toothed tiger. So they could have gone even more on, like, oh, it's a saber-toothed tiger angle, but instead they turned it into, like, this weird, like, reptilian giraffe creature. Which is interesting. Interesting route to go with. This is like a dinner with cooked potatoes, baked beans, and that one small piece of meat that's unseasoned. Yeah, I would have liked for some ham. AKA Mystery Dungeon. I would have liked that Mystery Dungeon ham, but whatever. It's kind of my fault for getting my expectations so high. But I am excited about the new Pokemon forms. I'm always hyped for that stuff. What happened to him? Dude, they put him in the taffy stretcher. So that's Raikou, and that's 100% Cobalion. Future Cobalion. I mean, I guess it makes sense. They have a future Virizion, so. Huh. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not really a big fan of the future Paradox designs. I think it's kind of a missed opportunity that they decided to make them all into mechs and robots. Like, I don't know. I feel like it would have been more interesting if they actually were like, hey, this is what this Pokemon would look like if it evolved in, like, a couple thousand years. But instead they were just like, no, we're just going to turn them all into androids. Which I think is kind of boring character design. Which is, it's a big reason why I prefer Scarlet over Violet. I just think the past Paradox Pokemon designs are more interesting. I think they look cooler because they actually look like... It feels like they actually had to put some level of creativity into the designs instead of just going, oh, we're just gonna turn Tyranitar into Mechagodzilla, or we're just gonna robo-mechify all the Pokemon. Like, they had to put some thought into this design instead of just going like, oh, just turn Raikou into give Raikou a couple of digital digital screens. You're honestly more excited about the next Splatoon season? I mean, dude, same. Of course, I'm gonna be more hyped about Splatoon than I am with Pokemon DLC. Also want to take a look at the other Pokemon forms for Applin and Duraludon. Archaludon. Dude, he posts like a fucking gym bro. Like, you see what I mean? It's like, come fight me, bro. Look at him. It's interesting, though. It's definitely still based off a skyscraper, but kind of like a more advanced skyscraper with more electricity, I guess. I wonder if it's still Dragon Steel. Cobalion is actually pretty dope, though. Yeah, I mean, I think Cobalion is one of the better looking ones, because it looks a bit different than regular Cobalion, but mechified. Because they gave it some extra ornaments. Because, like, they gave it, like, a little bit of a, like, electric hair.
DLC, the hidden treasure of
Where is it
Area
again?
Zero. We hope you look forward to adventuring beyond Paldea's borders.
Yeah, it's somewhere around here. Yeah, like, they gave it that little, like, that little bit of hair at the top. Like, I would like it if they did more stuff like that, where they actually gave it, like, a different silhouette, if you know what I mean. Give you a ballpoint with a kit that doesn't look like a mess, you don't care that it's good, you just don't like it. Fair enough. I think Fizzy Bomb doesn't really fit well with Ballpoint. If they give it, I think they should give it Beacons. I think Beacons would be a good sub for Ballpoint. He's a literal bridge for Archaludon? I guess.
From Duraludon.
Yeah, he does kind of. Oh yeah, because like when he goes flat, he looks like a bridge. Okay, yeah, now I see it. Okay, so he went from a skyscraper to a bridge. Oh, an Archaludon, like an arch, like a bridge. Okay, I get it. It looks like it's part electric type now, though. I wonder if is it still Dragon Steel, or did they make it like electric steel or something? Interesting. And where is that Applin evolution?
And Pheasant in the land. Part 1.
I want to look at the Applin evolution.
Meet
Diplin.
a Pokemon that looks a lot like.
Interesting. Like, I feel like it's kind of like a fusion between Appleton and Flapple. Because Flapple was kind of like, it was like a worm in an apple. Like, the worm evolved. And Appleton, it's like the apple evolved. I don't know if I'm making any fucking sense, but like, it's kind of a fusion of the two, because Appleton was kind of like, it's a sweet pie. And Flapple's like, oh, it's a worm that's wearing an apple as its like outer shell. And here they kind of combined the two, where like the apple is still like a big part of the Pokemon design. Like it's still a sweet. It's a caramel dipped apple.
Like a candy apple.
But like the creature inside looks very similar to Flapple.
A Pokemon that looks a lot like a candy apple.
So I don't know. I think it's interesting. I wonder if it's gonna have like well, not really a different form, but I wonder if its battle animation is going to give it like any interesting poses.
Uses a new evolution of Applin.
It's so small. It just kind of looks like. I don't know. I was kind of hoping it'd be a bit more elaborate. If you get that Pokemon, you better call him Golden Gate. What does Shiny Duraludon look like again? Does it look gold? Because that would probably be a really good name for a Shiny Duraludon.
Meet Diplin, a Pokemon that looks a lot like a candy apple. You'll set out on a tour of Kitakami, Loyal 3.
And then there's these three weird creatures. I think I like the bird one the most, just because it looks like the most interesting. The monkey just looks kind of. I'm not really a big fan of it. The dog just kind of looks like bigger Zarude. Like chunkier Zarude. The bird actually looks like unique and interesting. Also, Flapple is an odd name because there's this Dutch thing called an apple flap or apple flap, but it isn't actually an apple flap. Is it like a food? Because like it might actually be like depending on what it is, Flapple might actually be a reference to that word. The dog is R34 fodder. I don't know. I've seen I've seen
And they're hailed as heroes.
I've seen furry bait, and I don't really consider the dog to be furry bait.
Ogre. The Festival of Masks is held each year.
Like,
and the village
what was that one fucking Pokemon? Zeraora. Zeraora is furry bait. The dog is just, I don't know, it's just kind of an anthro dog creature. Yeah, is this food? Google it. Okay, so maybe Flapple is actually a reference to that. It's etymology. I'm not into Bara then? Dude, that is not Bara. That is not Bara. That is just a square. Dude, listen, I have seen my fair share of Bara art. Machamp is Bara. This is just a fucking upside-down trapezoid. Like, look at its arms. Look at its legs. They're like tubes. There's no muscle definition there.
in the land of Kitakami, inspired by the
Dude, Incineroar, Buzzwole, Pangoro. What else is there? Urshifu. That is all Bara. That is Bara. This Okidogi, that's just a Pringles can, but like stretched out. You'd be very surprised. Actually, I wouldn't be very surprised. Dude, trust me, I've seen my fair share of furry porn. I would not be surprised at anything that they throw at me. Let's look at this Mewtwo event. So I think they're implying that, like, the type of terrestrialization that you can get from Mew is, like, random. And then you can use the Mew to fight Mewtwo in the Terra raid battles. I don't know, I think it's kind of anticlimactic that they kind of hyped up this whole event with, like, a glitch screen. When it's just like, oh, you can enter in this code and do some Terra raid battles. I was hoping it would be like a spin-off or like some new interesting news about the DLC. And also, they made a whole entire cinematic for it. Like what was the purpose of all that? But yeah, I mean, that's I don't really have much else to say about the Direct. I mostly care about just everything involving Scarlet and Violet. I am actually kind of interested in the trading card game on the Game Boy. I might actually play this on my own time, just because I'm like... I've started getting more and more into weird card games, so... I might actually end up playing this in my own time. Mark your words, the dog will either be Barrow or daddied. I will say that it has more of a dad bod than a Barrow bod. Let's just say that. How did I come to see that stuff in the first place? Wrong Google search. Dude, you spend enough time on the internet, you're gonna see everything. You forget that I browse Twitter, and Twitter has... furries love Twitter. Or they used to love Twitter before it became what it became now. But let's just say you spend enough time on the internet, you're gonna see everything. An apple flap is a triangle food with apple in it. The coating is crusty and has sugar on top of it. It's kind of like a pastry, kind of? Interesting. Because if you've seen a Flapple, like, it does kind of have, like, thin looking, like, wing skin things. So what the hell was that? Oh yeah. The notes of the Paradox area. I always think it's cool that whenever games put, like, research notes for backstory and just that extra context. But, yeah, that's it for today's Pokemon Direct. I mean, I'll be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed. Because the one thing I hoped for didn't come true. But then again, it's also kind of my fault that I put my expectations up that high in the first place. I am interested in the new DLC just because I always like seeing new Pokemon designs. Especially the Paradox Pokemon. I do think they're probably one of the cooler gimmicks-ish. I don't know if I wouldn't really consider them to be part of the Scarlet and Violet's gameplay gimmick, but I still think they're cool. I'm excited to see what other new evolutions they have in Scarlet and Violet's DLC. And I hope the game can actually run, and it doesn't brick everyone's save file. That is my hope. It's like with your YouTube recommending how it keeps recommending you a short that had Gudra with huge tits. It stalked you. God. Yeah, you see one Pokemon-related thing, and then YouTube just starts throwing, like, the weirdest shit at you. But, yeah, that's it for today. A little disappointed, not gonna lie, but it's kind of my fault that I got disappointed in the first place. I'm still going to cope and seethe for Explorers of Sky DX in the future, or at least some other new entry for Mystery Dungeon. But for now, this is what we're gonna get. So, also, it seems like the audio for the channel point rewards aren't working. I'm sorry, I saw your morb. I tried getting it to work earlier today. I don't know why it didn't. I think the site is kind of freezing. Okay, there we go. Never mind. It looks like it's working now. It's for today, right? Portal 2 tonight? Yeah. I'm gonna be playing Portal 2 later today. Did I say that was it for today? I lied. That's it for this particular stream. Cause yeah, I am gonna be streaming Portal 2 later today. So yeah, look forward to that. So yeah, we're gonna be ending stream right now. I don't have anyone else streaming right now because it's pretty fucking early in the day. So yeah, I'll see you in about like what? It's like 5 hours, I think. 5-6 hours. Right. I should eat an apple flap one day. Honestly, I hope I do. I hope I get the opportunity to eat it someday because I love pastries. I love sweets. I do like apple-related desserts. So yeah, I'll see you then. Later, guys.